Hey, I'm back again, and it is Weigh In Sunday. Weigh In Sunday. Weigh In Sunday. It's time to weigh in. It's time to weigh in. It's time to scale it up to see how much I am. Yeah, so welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first video, for all the videos that have that title at the top, self-discipline, just to give you a recap, I am sharing and being transparent and walking through my progress on improving my self-discipline skill. And what better way to do it than to have monthly goals to go along with it? So each month I'm set out to have a set of goals that I want to work on to make success towards my overall goals that I have in life. So these are just stepping stones to meet my overall goal. And I will be sharing with you each day, every single day, I will be coming up here with a video to share with you how I progress on those goals every day for that month. And so May is my first month in which I am doing this. And so I have a set of May goals that I will go over today. One being the weigh in. I have a goal that's related to me being more healthy, fit, and so forth. So you will see how I am and where I am on my progress towards reaching my goal by the end of this month, as well as my other goals. And then that'll be all for today. I'll be excited to share with you guys whether or not I have met or exceeded my weight goal loss. And then I can also share some different things that I'm doing just to kind of share what I've done. And then you can know that and you can choose to follow along with it, or you might find another way that works for you. I have several people who have actually implemented all types of different, there's so many different strategies and diets out here to implement that could get you the weight loss that you might want. So finding that one thing that fits you might be best. Now I'm sharing the way that I'm doing it. It might fit someone, it might not. So you just have to know which one will work for you. So I'm going to go ahead and go straight into my goals, see how I am, and then share with you my weigh in, and then finishing up the remaining part of my goals. All right, so I'm going to go through my goals and let you know what each of them are. I have a set of 6 goals for this month. The first one is to earn at least $2,000 from a supplementary income that I will later disclose. Right now, I have it docked out, but I will be sharing that with you guys. And then I will also share my experience with it and how long I've been doing it and so forth. Goal number 2, pay off a Chase credit card that was totaled out to be $13.84 beginning of this month. So I'm gonna wipe that all the way down to zero. So I don't owe anything on that particular one. And that way I can move on to achieving another goal related on my budget. Goal number 3 is to lose at least 10 pounds. My starting weight was 239. So that's what I'm here today, is to share where I'm at on the scale in regards to this goal to see if I'm moving in the right direction. Goal number 4, start SQL course on Microsoft to advance skill. Goal number 5 is to read, study, and meditate on self-discipline. And then goal number 6 is to implement discipline in all areas of my life. All right, so let's get to earning at least $2,000 for my supplementary income. I did a little bit under $400 for the first week. Second week of this month, same thing, a little bit under $400. Third week, a little bit under $400. So needless to say, every week, every day that I've assessed myself on this goal, I had made it a point to try to at least earn $400. It was like a little bit above $400, just so it doesn't put too much pressure on me at the end of the month. Right now, the pressure is on. And today, being a Sunday, and I actually made it back into town, I have housework to do. I have some other things, so I'm not able to delegate any of my time today to earn money on this supplementary income. And then actually, I won't be able to start back earning money until Tuesday. But this week, including Saturday, all of Saturday, I'm able to earn. So I'm hoping that Saturday will be a normal Saturday where I'm able to earn close to $200. And then the same way for next week, I will actually be able to earn all throughout that week. I don't have any more weekend getaways. These past 2 weeks, I've had things away that pulled me away. And so I think, considering that, I've done pretty good with this goal, but I am going to have to push myself to see how far I can push to reach this goal, if not exceed it. And then here's a chart just to kind of share what I've done in the past and where I am. I'm actually getting above what I did in April and February. I'm actually almost above what I made in February. My goal is to definitely be above what I made in March, because March is the closest that I gotten so far this year to reaching that $2,000 mark. And so I'm just trying to climb on up there to reaching that. And I'm trying to climb this distance in these 2 weeks. So let's just see, stay tuned and see how I do on reaching this goal. I am very optimistic. As far as the Chase credit card, I was due to actually make a payment on the 17th. I made the first payment that first week. I was due to make a payment, but I made some changes just for the simple fact of having to really sit down and gather all of my budget again to reassess where I'm at. And before I just dump out that money and say, okay, I can pay this, I just want to make sure that I go through my budget again. So to allow me the time to do that, I'm going to actually push it back to May 21st at midnight. That's when I actually get paid. So that's even a better time for me to reassess my budget, because I'll have more funds to reassess with. So that's the gist there. Lose 10 pounds. Here's where I am so far. And I am going to share a short video right now to share with you whether or not I reached the 232 pounds that I am aiming towards. So stay tuned. Real quick, I'm going to share this video. All right, today is weigh-in day. I'm in my hallway with my scale, and I'm about to step on it to see what my progress is. And this is after me going on the weekend wedding event. So what it will say to you. And of course, I have to always step off and step back on just to get a good read. Because sometimes that first read may not necessarily be the accurate one. So let me get it all the way. I guess it's not on. There we go. So it looks like it's saying that. So 232. Okay, so it's back to 0, so that might be a better read if I step on it and see. Okay, 232. When I weighed myself a minute ago, like 231 point blah blah blah. But anyway, anyhow, that's my weight, and so I am elated because it actually went down from the previous week. So I actually made it through this whole recording and realized that I did not record myself. So I'm back again to go back through it because you guys didn't see it because I didn't record it. So as you can see on the previous video that I shared on the slide before with my body compositions, which I'll continue to do that on weigh-in day, I actually did better than what I projected. I'm actually down to 232 pounds, which means I only have to lose 3 pounds. Now, I did go into the spiel, and I know you guys didn't catch it because I forgot to press the record button while I was talking. But I was just sharing earlier about how I was able to get down to this weight through low carb, low calorie, low high protein diet. And I was just sharing how there are different fats out here that kind of, in a way, manipulates us. I know I have been manipulated to believe that. For example, if you've seen someone who might say that, oh, you can lose all this weight, but you can still stick to your unhealthy diet. You can have as many burgers as you want to. You can have this, you can have that. Or someone that might say, oh, you don't have to go to the gym at all. You can still drop that weight. You can still build muscle. You can still get fit with this. And then they drag you along all these many different links and websites. And then it's some type of subscription thing or whatever. Well, those to me, I just don't believe in it. I honestly feel like in my opinion, don't fall for the fats because As much as we want to try to avoid the truth, I had to really be truthful to myself. And that's how I was able to drop the 60 pounds once before. And that's how I'm able to still drop those pounds even right now. I'm not expecting the fact that I can eat everything and still lose this weight. There is no trick of the book. Biology and math does not lie. I mean, it's biologically, and biologically, we got to follow the biology of how things work with our body. You intake the calories, you're going to gain weight. And math, you take more than what you give out, you're going to have extra left over. And that extra is just going to add on to what you already have. So that is a fact. So all of the different fads that's out here that claims that you don't have to work out, or that you don't have to make better eating choices, to me, if you don't have to do those two things that are the natural way, then it's probably got some type of high risk to it. Now, to each their own, but I'm just saying, for me, in my opinion, I'm just choosing the route for myself. Now, there are many other ways. There are many other ways. There are several other ways, and I'm gonna share, like, in some later videos, the different routes in which you can go. Sometimes it does require surgery, but even through surgery, bariatric surgery, they require you to lose some of the weight on your own, because they want to ensure that you're able to endure and to maintain that and continue in losing, because the surgery just starts you off, but you got to do the work to lose those pounds, because with the surgery it makes it to where it makes it easy for you to drop the pound, but you got to have the mindset to be able to do it. So I'm not speaking on like that type of way of losing weight. I'm just speaking on the a whole general idea that, oh, I can just eat whatever I want. You take this pill and it's going to make you drop pounds. To me, that's just not healthy. That wouldn't be my healthy choice of, that wouldn't be a healthy choice for me to make for myself, because I want to be able to not only lose the weight, but I want to actually be healthy. Sometimes losing weight is not necessarily healthy. I want to lose the weight and be healthy while I'm losing the weight. So that's going to take me going to the gym. That's going to take me having discipline when it comes to eating and choosing what I put in my mouth. And just understanding that if I overeat, if I sit here and eat all this junk food, I can't be shocked when I step on the scale and realize that my weight just keeps going up, 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 up. But everybody have their own life goals, their own vision of how their life is going to be. So to each their own. I'm just here to share mine, and maybe through me sharing mine, it might resonate with someone that might motivate them. You know what? Let me just face the music, because I had to do it time and time again, over and over again. And hopefully this time will be the time that I maintain it once I lose it, and continue on losing it, so I can really truly reach my goal, the goal in which I've been aiming for some time now. So I'm just being transparent about that. My goal number 4 to start a SQL course on Microsoft. I actually have started that course. I started on May the 4th, but haven't quite made any progress on it. So I'm looking to do that this week. The first week of this month, I wanted to study about self-discipline and its importance, and this is a statement that resonates with me, sharing how it is important for anyone to have self-discipline, because without it, it can be a hindrance from you reaching your full potential. You can be talented, but if you don't have self-discipline, it will rarely put you at a position to reach above the average. And I don't want to be a hindrance to myself. Last week, I studied behavior root, or actually not last week, but the week before last, I looked into this for the second week of this month. Behavior, routine, and habit are tools that I wanted to revisit and readjust to make sure that they are helping me with building willpower and achieving my goals more effectively. So one thing that I've changed, that I am working on changing, is my work routine, where I'm going to be implementing time so that I can work on that sequel goal number 4, because I haven't really moved past starting. I've used one day to start, but then I haven't gone back to continue it. So I had to readjust my routine. I also have gym routine, which I'm trying to make that into a habit, have nutritional routines, which I'm trying to establish that into a habit as well. And then last week, the third week, paying myself first is something that I am wanting to implement. I studied it and saw how it all works. And so, what I'm aiming to do is budgeting so that whenever I get paid, I'm paying myself first. And then, whatever I have left, that goes towards everything else versus what I'm doing now. Most of the time, when I get paid, I'm paying all the things I need to pay first. And then, whatever's left over, that's my extra spending money. And really, to be honest, there's no savings money outside of my son's savings account, which I'm trying to actually create an additional 3 savings accounts, one for emergency, one for travel, and then another one just for personal stuff. Last week, I worked on implementing discipline in areas of my mind. So I prioritize self-care by taking walk breaks during the week. I maintained my gym routine, limited social media. I use a time log at work to track my time and manage my time and what I'm spending on. I'm looking more into my finances. I've created several budgets, including my Mother's Day budget and my weekend wedding budget, to be more proactive with my spending versus reactive once I realize that I've overspent. And then last week, I worked on implementing discipline in my body. So I practice healthy eating. I've been staying very good to that. Now, I did share that on wedding day, I did go outside of my budget, but that has literally been the only day. And as you can see from my weigh in, it might have affected me because I don't think I shared it when I thought I was recording. I did share that I actually weighed myself prior to leaving for the weekend, and I actually weighed 228.4 pounds. I have it in my phone because I keep it on my calendar. That way I can always see each day what way I was and then how it has changed. So I actually had already met that goal to lose 10 pounds. Actually, I exceeded that goal. I just wanted to see what it was, kind of to motivate me to stick to my diet, but I actually went away from my diet. I actually ate cake. I actually ate banana pudding. Um, I actually drank several cups of alcohol. And I'm sure all of those things, especially alcohol, I need to do some more research on it. But I believe that your body processes it a little bit differently. So it might stay in your system for a while or whatever the case may be that might directly affect your weight over time. So being that I don't really drink like that every day, that one day to drink, it'll kind of come off of me before the end of this week. So even yet to say I was at 232 today. And so being that I had already reached 228 prior to the weekend, and once I get myself back to my diet and probably do like a day of fasting. Sometimes I do a day of fasting where I nothing at all, just water. Sometimes I do a day of fasting where it's nothing at all but watermelon. Watermelon has a lot of water, so it's pretty much like, but it gives you something to chew on and it makes you feel full. So I might do a day or two of that this week just to kind of reset myself from eating those dessert items. And then each day last week, I took my walk break, still went to the gym. Recreation wise, I took a day off. I needed a day off to rest, and I did that. Work life balance is great with my job. Activities that I engaged in related to my 6 goals, going to the gym, finding time to earn money, and then also budgeting. And then organization wise, I use my calendar on my phone. I use my calendar on my phone and at work, but my calendar on my phone is for my personal stuff outside of work. And then the calendar at work, of course, is at work. And then sometimes I put things on there whenever I have to take off or maybe I have to go somewhere, run an errand, something like that. I put it on my work calendar just so it'll be visible for people to know where I am or if I'm available. And then I use that Excel sheet again to track my work log and show my progress. So that keeps me very much organized. So this week I'm actually going to be looking at ways to implement discipline in my heart regarding to my relationship. romantic relationships, platonic relationships, family relationship, mother-son relationships, all areas of relationships, and emotionally and socially. So it's kind of still um, talking about relationships, and then soul that kind of thinks about your my faith and things like that, my purpose and character. So here are my goals again. And out of these 6 goals, I have, as of today, met 1 out of 6, depending on, because on that one I said to start and I actually started. And hopefully this week, if all goes to plan, I should have goal number 2 checked off, and possibly goal number 3 if I'm able to get back to that 228 that I was prior to the wedding weekend. Once everything kind of flows through my body from what I ingested. And then the other goals, I would imagine that it would probably take me the full month to reach those goals. So hopefully I'll have all 6 check marks by the end of this month. But stay tuned just so you can be along with me as we track this, and you can actually see when I succeed this, because I am very optimistic that I am going to reach all 6 of these goals by the end of this month. So until next time, make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. In this video, I went through my goals. I shared with you my weigh-in, show you how I am on goal number 3. And then I continued throughout my goal and kind of shared some different experiences that I have had with working towards these goals. So again, I will see you guys tomorrow during my next check-in. Have a nice day.